Has Biden burned bridges with conservative Christians?
President Joe Biden has said he wants to be a president for all Americans. He won the White House in part because he was willing to reach out to a wide range of voters, including both liberal and conservative people of faith. But even in the earliest days of his administration, many conservative Christians already feel left behind. Their pushback stems from Biden's recent executive order on LGBTQ discrimination, which aims to ensure that gay and transgender people enjoy the same protections as other Americans. The order says that nearly all laws that ban sex discrimination should be understood to ban anti-LGBTQ discrimination as well. The Supreme Court accepted this claim in a recent case on employment law, but it's still pretty controversial. Tony Perkins, president of the Family Research Council, said in a statement responding to the order, "Moving forward, it will be harder for religious organizations and individuals that believe the Bible prohibits same-sex marriage and transgenderism to operate according to their beliefs." He and other people of faith said the executive order could lead some religious organizations to lose government contracts and even individual healthcare providers to lose their jobs. In order to understand these Christians' frustrations, it's important to look back a little bit in history. Until very recently, the idea that a ban on sex discrimination covers anti-LGBTQ discrimination was far from mainstream, as Richard Garnett, a law professor at the University of Notre Dame, told me in 2019. Legal experts in the past generally agreed that the phrase sex discrimination only applied to instances where someone was mistreated because of their biological sex. But as public support for gay rights grew, that consensus fell apart. By the time the issue reached the Supreme Court last year, the legal community was hotly divided over what sex discrimination really means. In a landmark decision released last June, the Supreme Court said that laws banning sex discrimination in the workplace also cover sexual orientation and gender identity-based attacks. Justice Neil Gorsuch wrote in the majority opinion, "An employer who fires an individual for being homosexual or transgender fires that person for traits or actions it would not have questioned in members of a different sex. Sex plays a necessary and undisguisable role in that decision, exactly what civil rights law forbids." Many people of faith were disturbed by the Supreme Court's ruling because they worried they'd face a flood of lawsuits if they or their organizations continued to teach that marriage should be reserved for unions of one man and one woman, or that your gender identity can't be different than your sex at birth. Although Gorsuch anticipated these concerns when writing his ruling, he couldn't offer any relief in the short term. He just said that the court would address religious freedom protections in future cases. He wrote, "We are deeply concerned with preserving the promise of the free exercise of religion that's enshrined in our Constitution. That guarantee lies at the heart of our pluralistic society." Some conservative Christians believe this promise doesn't amount to much because federal officials are about to implement Biden's executive order. Faith-based organizations may lose access to federal contracts and other types of financial support as they fight the order in court. Other people of faith have defended Biden's actions, arguing that he never said he'd abandon policies seen as controversial, even as he sought to unify the country. Instead, Biden promised to fight fairly and to respect even those with whom he disagreed. Gay rights advocates are also supportive of the order. They argue it was a natural response to the Supreme Court's ruling in June. Despite the time and expense of legal and legislative battles, religious objectors to the order will fight it in court and in Congress. Until there's a new consensus on how to balance religious freedom with gay rights, you can expect more conflict between the Biden administration and conservative Christians, not less. Thanks for watching. To learn more about this issue and other religious freedom fights, follow my articles at Deseret.com or follow me on Twitter at Kelsey_Dallas.